of the ILR1 World Championship here from Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez here in Mexico City. And yes, it's a round 8 of the championship. A couple of rounds to go after this one. Can Bistas finally wrap up the title today? But no, he cannot, because he's not in attendance. I don't think though he was going to be stopped on their way to that title. He has got a huge advantage in the World Championship, and it looks certain that he is going to pick up the 25 points and take himself to the top of the table and the top of the ILR crown. So Zalin fastest at the moment with 8 minutes to go in qualifying. I apologise for joining you guys late. I'm alone today. As you can see, there is no Jamie alongside me in the commentary box today. He is I don't know where he is. I don't know where Jamie could possibly be. He's always in the commentary box, an ILR stalwart, always here, but unfortunately not here today to give us any insight at all. But 8 minutes to go in the session. It is Zalin on top at the moment with Lewis second and a 1:15.6, just a 10 between them. Gordon N sits in third, and then Mercedes fourth. Everyone, as you can see, on the ultra soft tyre at the moment. And Shimasi, Zeno Mercedes fourth, Shimasi fifth, Frisky CG sixth, and Red Matt seventh of the 16 runners out there at the moment. So we're still waiting on a lot of times coming in from Tadpoles, Bulletproof, Johnny, Volt X Little, VRT Clippy, Nowek as well, and Paga. There's Paga, who is of course an ILR3 driver, testing his pace, finding out if he's capable of moving up into ILR1 for next season. And as we know, next season really looking to be a real titanic title battle at the front with the likes of this man you're watching now, ASR Michael, fighting for glory. Falcon, who's at the top of the timesheets as well, Lewis in third at the moment. Another driver that we expect to be challenging hard for this world title as Michael crosses the line and goes 6th quickest on a 1 minute 15.819. Cliffy's done a lap as well. He's popped into 10th quickest on a 1:17.5. But while we wait on more and more laps from the drivers here in qualifying as we reach towards the halfway point of the session, let's have a quick recap of those championship standings. It is Bistas on top with 179 points. Chris Johnson is second with 127. That's Frisky CG, of course. Shimasi running third in the standings, 121 points. Then it's Michelangelo, who joined late, of course, on 111 points in fourth. Sarah Mercedes fifth, Lickle Blocks sixth. Sean McGirt seventh. A real battle developing there between Lickle and Sean. Only 1 point between them. And Wingsman and apologies, I'm getting confused because half of the names are Twitter, some of them are not Twitter. But yes, Wingsman and Jeff are also very, very close as well. Ace of Paces, he's actually known Wingsman, that's his old name. But yeah, Lickle Blocks in 6th has got 84 points, and right down in 10th position Lewis has got 78 points. So a real battle developing there. Lickle with 84, Sean 83, Willie with 81, Jeff with 80, and Lewis on 78. So a real battle in the championship developing there as well. So 10 cars so far with a time on the board. We're waiting on the rest of them outside the top 10 to put a lap on the board. Who we got out there at the moment? I've got Falcon going very slowly. He's currently at the top of the timesheets. Is there anyone out there pushing hard on a lap right now? It doesn't look like it, but is Falcon just protecting those tyres for the race tomorrow? Of course, if you qualify in the top 10, you will have to start on those tyres. So Falcon just cruising back to the pits, taking it easy, and yeah, he'll be hoping that he can stay at the top of the timesheets. But as we expected in such a tight field, it is very close to the top. Only 4 tenths covering 1st to 7th. Then a little bit of a gap between Shimasi and CG, as you can see. We've got a few cars out there on an out lap. Paga 11th quickest. He's not done another lap. I don't think he's actually done a lap. I don't think the trialists are allowed to do a lap as we watch Nowek come through the final couple of corners in that Williams. Look at this grandstand section. It really is brilliant to watch. Look at the fans there. Real passion in Mexico for Formula 1. Of course, Sergio Perez has been absolutely fantastic in that Force India and in McLaren as well, and Sauber down the years. So real appetite for Mexican drivers and Formula 1 in general around this area. And of course, this track did once host a Grand Prix back in the day, but obviously it's all been changed and revamped. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of this new layout. I do like the grandstand, but As you can see, Bullock going through there now, but I'd rather we kept the old final corner, because that really was one that separated the men from the boys. So let's watch Bulletproof come round that final corner. An awful lot of understeer in that Toro Rosso as he comes up across the start-finish line to start a lap here of this Mexican Grand Prix circuit. He heads now down towards that opening corner, one of the longest straights on the Formula 1 calendar. There's a few long straights on this circuit, the longest run into turn 1 in the calendar as well in the race tomorrow. And down goes Bullock through 1 and 2, and then it gets tighter and tighter and into turn 3, and Bullock just trying to dial himself in at the moment. He's not done much practice of late. He's not been featuring as much near the top of the standings in recent weeks in races, and he heads now into the next tricky chicane. And again, look at the grandstands, absolutely packed to the rafters. Could have sold it 3 times over as Bullock now heads into that technical area of the racetrack. Goes left and then right and left again. Really does show which car has the most grip, who's got the best aerodynamic performance through that section. As Bullock has a little bit of a slide there going through the second part, and then comes down into the final sector of the lap, and again through the grandstand section. Where is he going to go at the moment? It's not looking particularly special, I don't think, as he comes up towards the final corner. He's currently 15th quickest. Can he get himself in amongst the top 10? Here he goes, it's going to be in the 117s, and he only manages to go 10th. Yes, he does manage to go 10th. A 172, 10th of the 11 drivers to have put a time on the board thus far. So no wait on an outlap. We've got Lickle Blocks as well on an outlap, or he's actually on one. No, he's on an outlap. I do apologise. It says in the top right he's got 2 minutes 23 on this lap. I think that's not right at all, as he comes round the final couple of corners in the Renault. Is he going to go up towards the top of the standings as we wait in Falcon, about to wind up for another lap? Zalin, who is really showing he's capable here. This is a fantastic effort from him. He's been backing up some solid performances in recent weeks. Mind you, he had a bit of a nightmare in the final lap in the USA, throwing away all his points, and when he was looking good for a 5th position, but the tyres was overheated and they dropped right away from the front. So Falcon then still on top at the moment. Zalin about to start a flying lap. We're waiting on Lewis as well, and Gunnan, who was looking really quick in the USA in qualifying, but just seemed to drop away near the end of the session. A lot of drivers starting their flying laps. Bullock will go no quicker than 10th place. He will go no better. Shimasi out there as well on an outlap. We're waiting, trying to pick up drivers further round in their laps as Red Max completed that first sector, now going into the second sector of the lap. Cliffy out there on super softs. We also seen him do this as well in the USA last week. Started on a harder compound of tyre outside the top 10 and came charging through and earned himself the Driver of the Day award. So can he do it again? What can he do on these super softs as he goes flying through this middle sector of the lap and pushing the car to the limit? The Toro Rosso on rails, looking a lot quicker than his teammate, it has to be said. Only 3 tenths between them, and Cliffy looks to have backed out of it. And yeah, maybe that is his session up. So let's go back to Falcon, who's coming round the final sequence of the lap. Is he going to strengthen his grip on that pole position? A 1:15.4 at the moment. He rounds the final corner in the Ferrari. Can he go any quicker? It does look quick. Oh, it's a 1:14.9. He snatches the pole position. What can anyone else do? Have anyone got an answer? Here comes Michelangelo coming round the final corner. Can he go any quicker? He goes second on a 1:15.1. So Falcon, the only man so far in the 1:14s. He's raised his game right at the death, and he had to, because Michelangelo was hot on his heels and he managed a 1:15.1. So who else is out there on a quick one? Zalin's about to, well, he's coming to the end of it. There will be no more laps from Zalin. A 15.5 is the target if they want to get into the top 3 here. Lewis pushing hard in that Force India, always at the front since he's joined midway through the season. Oh, look at the rear end going there, and he's off big time into the wall, and Lewis's section comes to a close, and he is out of qualifying, and he will qualify 4th. Gunnan, I can see now, has just gone into 3rd position. So good effort there from him, the Finnish driver, leaving it late to go 3rd quickest and knocking Zalin down. But disappointing for Lewis, only 7th quickest. Shimasi's gone 6th. Who else is out there? Frisky CJ coming to the end of a lap, currently 10th. What can he do as he comes round the final corner up to the finish line, and he moves up to 8th position. Interestingly, Michael and Falcon still out there. They've not seen the flag, but they've backed well out of their laps. Of course, they want to make sure that they get those tyres back as Lickle Blocks is now going up into second position. So the two Vault X guys are doing their esports team very well there. Showing up very promising indeed. Both of them on the top. 1:14.9 and a 1:51. It's strange from Lickle. We see flashes of brilliance from him. A couple of race wins, of course, this year. And he shows another fine performance. He goes second quickest in qualifying, and that looks to be that. No one else out there pushing hard on their laps at the moment. So it is Vault X Falcon. It's Falcon on top, Lickle in second, and Michelangelo has to settle for third on this occasion. Gordon is fourth, Zalin fifth, Shimasi qualifies in sixth, Lewis seventh, Frisky CJ eighth. Sarah Mercedes a very disappointing ninth place. He'll not be happy with that. And Red Matt rounding out the top 10 qualifiers. Outside the top 10, getting some fresh tyres will be Hungry Tadpoles in 11th. He's done a 16.2, Bulletproof as well, 17.2. Those guys really struggling. Clippy, you've got to feel he just never got the lap together. A 17.5 for him. And Nowek in 14th with a 1:19.1. Paga and Johnny, no time set. Paga, of course, from ILR3. What can he do today? Can he show what he's worth and what he's capable of amongst this elite field? So, fantastic effort from Falcon. He takes the pole position, but he was the only man in the 1:14s, just sneaking in with a 1:14.994. So there it is, the Mexican Grand Prix qualifying here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. It's Falcon on top for Lickle in second, 1.5 tenths between them. Michael in third for McLaren. Gornan is fourth, the Finnish driver in the Red Bull. Then it's the Hungarian Zalin in fifth. Then it's Shimasi who sits sixth with Lewis, a disappointing qualifying for him at only seventh. Frisky CJ eighth, Zera Mercedes ninth, and Red Matt rounding out the top 10. Hello everyone and welcome to race day here in Mexico. I've been greeted by partially cloudy skies as we get ready for the start of this Grand Prix. Dry conditions at the moment, but the threat of rain is never far away as we of course are at the highest Grand Prix on the Formula 1 calendar, well above sea level, and that will affect the drivers on the straights. They will be struggling. It will affect the engines as well as they struggle to find the power that they need from the air around them as it's so thin. But it will also affect the racing potentially. The drivers won't have as much slipstream as they would in other tracks because of course again the air is thinner, so the slipstream benefit won't be as high despite these long straights. So it will be quite a tactical race, I feel. And I've got a strange camera view there. There we go, back to the guys on the grid as they pull away now. And it's going to be interesting to see what strategy these guys choose. Will it be a one stop? Will it be a two stop? And immediately the first thing that draws my attention is the choice of tyres outside the top 10. But as you can see, the top 12 runners all on the ultra softs. Quite surprising that Hungry Tadpoles and Bullet never felt the need to do anything different. But as you can see, the guys down the back, Johnny R95, has gone for super soft tyres, as has Paga. Of course, making his ILR1 debut, hoping to be in this league from next season. He's showing up well in ILR3. Both those drivers on the super soft tyre. Then Nowek and Cliffy on the softs, and as I said, of course, earlier on in the show, Cliffy has shown up really well in races when he's coming from the back of the pack on a harder compound of tyre. He just seems to find his way through the traffic with no problem at all, and gets himself up into the top 3 or 4 places come the end of the race. So one to watch, Cliffy, absolutely capable of picking up a good result here today. So hopefully he can make a real claim for driver of the day come the end of the afternoon. But out in front it is Falcon, and look at that, Michael already right behind him there. Lickle's been removed back to the grid, but Michael already just trying to put some mind games possibly into Falcon, just letting him know he's there on this formation lap. Really letting him know. And yeah, Falcon round the final corner onto the grid, and Michael certainly letting Falcon know that he's there as all the cars now line up on the grid as we get ready for the 18th round of this championship here in Mexico. It's going to be Vault ex-Falcon on pole. It's Lickel in second and Michelangelo in third. Then it's gone in. I'll be hoping for a better showing in the race, given that he just dropped off a little bit in the Grand Prix in the USA last time out. Can he show up better here today as we get ready for the lights to go on? They're all lined up on the grid. The Mexican Grand Prix, round 18 of the championship. Let's go! And the longest run into the first corner begins, and here we go. Lickel blocks, doesn't need a long run. He's pulling alongside Falcon already on the way down to turn 1. Slipstreaming going on behind, but Lickel blocks trying to get the jump as he reaches the first corner. Here comes Michael. We're nearly 4 wide on the brakes for turn 1, but it is Falcon who breaks latest. Does he make the corner? He does. He's in the lead. Gordon's been a flying start up at the second place. A few cars struggling down the back, but it's Falcon in the lead. Lickel holds on to that second. Gordon third, and Shimasi fourth. The top 4 very, very close on the run to turn 1. I think we lost Michelangelo in the opening corner. We did. He dropped down into 8th position there. No damage done. I think he had a slight slide, and he's dropped right down, and this makes things very difficult for him to win from there, but we know he's capable. And who'd have thought this? Falcon, oh, we got more yellows out there. Who's that spinning? That's Hungry Tadpoles down at the back, going for a spin on the infield section, and his race has been ruined already. So Hungry Tadpoles in a spin, and his race is in tatters. But who'd have thought this, as Johnny runs wide and Nowak goes straight past him. But who'd have thought this? Michael, Lewis and Cliffy this far down the order. As now CJ battles with ZR Mercedes as well. Great battles going on in this opening lap, and they're banging wheels. CJ, a very tough customer. ZR Mercedes will know that. He ran wide there, and I think he got a penalty for cutting across the corner and gaining an advantage. And look at CJ pushing Michael, saying no way you're coming past. Lewis is in the pits as well, as they all go down the start-finish straight. Falcon leads from Lickel second, Gordon third. We've got a huge battle going on here though between CJ, Michael and ZR Mercedes. We're 3 wide going into the first corner. Can Michael go past a lot of them? CJ's not letting anyone through, is he? They're banging wheels through the first couple of corners. A little bit of lag as well. CJ forced out, and surely that will now allow Michael through, and it does. Well. Slightly disappointed to see Lewis go into the pits, because I was hoping that we'd see Michael, Lewis and Cliffy all getting a battle. Guys that should be up at the front fighting further down, but it's all kicking off in that midfield battle as they all shuffle their way through the infield section. Single file from this point on, you would feel, towards the start-finish line. Really frustrating as they all follow the cars in front, but out in the lead it is Falcon doing a fine job. He leads Lickel from Gordon in third, who's really starting to show some serious pace here today. So there you go. Dropped off a little bit in the early stages in the USA, but not so today. Right up there with Falcon and Lickel, and looking for a vital victory. Shimasi trying to cling on to them in fourth. Can't quite keep with them though, around 1.4 off Gordon in third. Then it's Salin in fifth. Michael sits in sixth, and ZR Mercedes seventh, with CG 8th, Cliffy 9th, and Nowak rounding out the top 10. But we did see Lewis in the pit for a brand new front wing. Red Matt and Bullet also in the pits, and of course we lost Hungry Tadpoles with that opening lap spin. Is there any way that Lickel can find a way past Falcon into turn 1? No, there is not. And as I said at the top of the show, it is very, very tricky to overtake on this racetrack despite the long straights because of the thin air. And yeah, it's not an easy track to go side by side at all, especially in that middle sector, as I was just mentioning a few moments ago. Let's have a little look further down as Johnny gets really close to Nowak in that little battle for the final point, or ninth as it is, as Cliffy's just in front of them. These guys all trying to come through the field on a harder compound than the guys at the front. The top 8 all on the ultra softs. Cliffy, Nowak, Johnny and Paga all started outside the top 10 and chose either super softs or soft tyres. So how's Cliffy going on those softs? Pretty well. He's ahead of both those super soft runners. So far, so good for Cliffy. Let's have a quick look at the gap to the leader for Cliffy. It is important we do have a look at that gap as well, and there you go. 8.3 seconds off the lead after 3.5 laps. Will he take that at this stage? Possibly. It's not that bad, but on the soft tyres, how far can he go as Falcon sets a new fastest lap? And opens that gap out a little bit on Lickel blocks to 8/10 now. Going in, being dropped a little bit, is he? Maybe not quite, sticking with them as they all approach the first corner again. And there's a little battle going on in the background there. It's Michael against ZR Mercedes. Michael trying to break the toe. He cannot break the toe, and up the inside goes ZR Mercedes, side by side through 1 into 2. And ZR Mercedes, oh, they're banging wheels, and that might allow CG in again. And it seems like ZR Mercedes has found a way past Michael. It wasn't the cleanest, it wasn't the tidiest, they were banging wheels, but through goes ZR Mercedes up into that 6th position, and Michael trying again on the brakes to come back through, but no way through for the Greek driver. And the Greek driver, of course, we know he's one of the quickest in this league. It's unfamiliar territory for him to be down in 6th and 7th position, battling so hard to try and get back into this race at the front, but I think his chance is already gone, such is the quality of this field. The good news that Michael does have, though, is that he is superb on his tyres. He is unbelievable on his tyres, actually. As Gordon N runs a little bit wide there, going through that, sorry, not Gordon N, Falcon runs a little bit wide, going through the stadium section. A little bit of lag coming from him. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much, and we can continue to watch. And Falcon, as you can see, feeling the need down the start-finish straight to pull over and try and break that toe, because he is vulnerable to Lickle behind. Let's have a quick look as well at the telemetry here. Full telemetry showing now, and Lickle is in standard at the moment. Falcon also in standard, but look at the fuel he's got. 5 laps in his pocket as well, ex-Falcon, and Lickle only has 1. So at the moment, Falcon doing very, very well, as there's a battle going on for 10th, and it's an almighty battle as we go back to it between Cliffy, Nowek, Paga and Johnny, all dueling very hard. And Michael, by the way, has got himself back ahead of ZR Mercedes, and they're now going side by side in the brakes at the end of that 2nd straight through 5 and 6, and it looks like Michael has it